Hi everyone and welcome to Homo Dance channel history and board games. We are a tiny bit late and I will admit that's on me. But then again, the stream was not planned before half an hour ago, or actually an hour and a half ago. So am I late or am I extremely early? Who knows? And it was not my fault. If you are to complain to someone, complain to Patrick Mullen. On Twitter. I was having a chat with him, and we spoke for longer than we both expected. It was a great chat. So I guess expect to see him on the show at some point. I think it would be a fair expectation. And yeah, I got a bit late, but yeah, surprise Christmas stream. We can talk about our Christmas presents, Louis, what we got. And we're also going to play Julius Caesar, which is, according to Stuart Ellis Gorman, the best Columbia block game ever released. He has high praise for it. He said Richard III is really shit, but Julius
Yeah.
Caesar is like completely awesome. And his argument for it, and I'm not sure it's a really solid argument, is that because it has really big crossbows in it.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, fair enough. You know your shit, Stuart. If you think it's the best block game ever, we're gonna play it and we see how is it. But I can see that there is still quite a few people for a stream that was unplanned. And yeah, Rasmus, you played it 4 days ago. I hope you had fun with it. I think it's a good Christmas game. You can play it with everyone, so that's actually quite fun. And Dave actually just ordered it, so he's gonna have it on January 4th. And it's yeah, it's a cool game to have. I've played quite a few times. It's very beginner friendly. It's a good introduction to block games. It has all of the core mechanics that you would expect in a Columbia block game that you can reuse this knowledge in other block games. And it's you can play with, I would say, anyone, even if they don't play historical games at all. But that what are you doing, Louis?
I'm doing well, Fred. I'm doing well. I mean, I'm excited that Stuart recommended this game. I wasn't sure of it. I always thought it was one of the weaker ones in the catalog, but Stuart, the way he's been raving about it recently, just really, I was actually like, this is kind of fanatical, actually. I
Yeah,
was kind of scared, like the fervor of his comments, but
such high praise coming for Stewart, which is usually so cranky about games and stuff. So I was surprised. Yeah, and actually, Tim is saying that he played Quebec recently, which I think is an underrated game. I think that Quebec is amazing. I think the written order mechanic is very old school but so fun. A lot of cool stuff about it. I love it. And Joe complains about time as usual. Is it the only thing that you can say? Can't you say thank you, Fred, for doing another a super entertaining video just before Christmas, just before New Year's Eve? No, you have to complain about timing. You see, ungrateful bastards. This is what I have to say. Anyway, so we're gonna muddle through the rules. Record, Luis. I think you only played this
I've
3 years
played this
ago last time.
quite
Yeah.
a bit, but it's been a while. It's been a while since I played. I actually had the physical copy. And I used to play it quite a while, but that board was just way too big, way too flimsy, and there's nothing worse than a block game where the blocks actually obstruct the view of victory point areas and all
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
that's why I was so shocked by Stewart just stating that this is the greatest. But I haven't played it in 3 years. I'll try it again, and maybe I'll just I'll become like him, just a complete Julius Caesar sell it.
Yeah. So we'll see. So for people who are wondering how Louis and I are going to play this, as you can see, not in the same room, and actually there is an ocean between us. We're playing on the best platform in the world to play historical board games, and that's Rally the Troops. If you don't know Rally the Troops, go on rallythetroops.com. They have a small but amazing catalog of games. Those games are you can play them in your browser directly. Nothing to install, pretty straightforward. And also, one of the best feature of Rally Troops is that it's rules enforced, meaning that especially good for when you play against someone like Louis, is that Louis cannot cheat. I never cheat. Everyone knows that. Everyone who's played with me will know, especially my own games. Never cheats playing my own games. So it's for the best. That should give me a clean win, hopefully. It's gonna be one of those three. I might leave midstream to get something to drink because I haven't prepared anything. I was on the call with Patrick, but yeah. So this is Julius Caesar. So of course, Louis, you're not allowed to look at the stream because if you do, you're gonna see my hand, and that's gonna be quite an advantage for you to know.
I'm looking at your hand right now. You know, you're a liar, Fred. You said that I wasn't going to be able to cheat. Well, I'm cheating right now.
Yeah, you are. You're actually cheating right now. But that's not a feature of Rise of the Troops. That's a feature of being on stream and Louis being a
Having
bastard.
eyes
Yeah.
that see.
But anyway, this is the base game. So as you can see, so we're gonna play between 49 BC to 45 BC. So it's the late Civil War. I'm going to play Caesar apparently, and I'm gonna take my rightful place. As Emperor of Rome, obviously, I think, if everything goes well, or we'll see if Pompeius can stop me. Pompeius, who will be played by Louis himself. You have a Pompeius vibe, I think, Louis.
Well, I guess thank you.
Take this as a compliment.
Yeah, I was like, is that an insult? Is that a compliment? I don't know.
Who knows? Anyway, first thing we got to do is I believe we have to discard a card. Let me check. Interesting.
Yeah, just get rid of that 3 right there. That 3 command or your Neptune event would be great.
Well, actually, the Neptune event at this stage of the game is not super useful. So for
Yeah, so
people who
just
don't
get-
know the game, the cards are pretty straightforward. Those command cards are most of the deck. The value on the top in the flag is the number of movement point that you get, and the small shield symbol that you have on the staff is the number of reinforcement points. So obviously, more movement you have, less reinforcement, less movement, more reinforcement. So you have to strike a balance depending on what you want to do. The thing is, all my units are like hot. They're ready to fight. So I don't need that much reinforcement points. But then again, if I get in a good position, I might need those reinforcement points to actually get some new those tasty new units on the board. And you can see that I have this Neptune event on the left. So those events are well, they trump the regular rules of the game, and this one makes me move a 1 C unit. And the thing is that I'm not sure we're going to have sea battle in this round, so I think I'm going to discard this, and I think that's it. And then we're going to simultaneously play a card, and depending on the value of the card, we're going to do different things. Maybe what are we trying to do? Maybe that's one thing that I should explain. You're going to see when we play. The system is pretty straightforward. I will explain things as they go. But basically, if any one of us gets 10 victory points at the end of a year, they win the game straight. I think that's 10, right? I believe that's 10.
10 is 10 victory points to victory.
Yeah. And as you can see, Pompey start with 7. So you could say if Luis doesn't win, he's really like has no excuse. He's already won almost. Yeah, so I'm fighting against.
It is Pompey, and we know what happened to him. So
yeah. Anyway, so that's what we're trying to do, and the victory points are actually on the board. And this is why you have this. Wait a minute, where is this feature? No, that's the feature. Yeah, you can remove all of the blocks.
That automatically makes this game better than the physical.
Yeah, and you can see the victory points. So, for example, Byzantium, 1 victory point. Rome, 2 victory points. Athena, 1. Carthago Nova, 1, etc., etc. So that's the whole idea. I'm going to unzoom and put it like this, and that's going to be fine. So you can see the whole map.
Yeah, this game has interesting victory point math because there's only 11 total victory points. Most places, most places have just 1, except for 2. Rome and Alexandria each are 2. So it's interesting to see that there's not, and everything is pretty easily to contest to, if I remember correctly.
So I play the 3, you play the 4. In that case, I go first, which is good because then I think I'm gonna take Rome straight away, which I think is probably the way to go. So I have 3 movement points. So movement points are to activate stacks, and you can see that there are 2 types of roads. On the big roads like this, you can move up to 4 blocks along the road. On the dotted lines, it's only 2 blocks. So you have to be a bit careful about how and where you move. And I'm gonna take Rome straight away with those really powerful legions. And so that's movement point 1. And I'm not gonna move more. And I'm thinking about something. I have 2 other movement points. And now the question is, what do I want to do with Caesar? Do I want to use him to strengthen my position in Italy and keep getting points? Or do I want to go east and maybe take Athena or maybe Byzantium or, surprise attack on Ephesus, something like this? This is, I guess, the first decision that you have to make. What would you do, Lewis? What would Lewis do?
I'll play aggressive, so
You'll go to
people
war.
want to see dice rolls. That's what they want to do. So they want combat. Even if you're gonna lose, just go head on.
We'll have combat. I can tell you that. We'll have combat.
But right now, just have combat. Like right now, like first turn of the game, just
We
go.
won't have combat on first turn. I can tell you that. That's not going to happen.
You asked what I would do, so.
Well, you know what? I'll go in the sea, and Caesar will go to the east. So that's my second movement point here. Pierre is asking if you can stack them. I don't think so, not to my knowledge. Maybe in the options. Yeah, you can stack the blocks, but I'm not sure that makes it more readable. I would spread them instead, if that's okay. Well, let me know in the chat what you prefer. But I prefer them spreaded because I think it's more visible for you. And actually, I might zoom in because it might be even more visible this way. So I've got my 2 movements. Antonius went for Rome. So as you can see, I went from 1 victory point to 3 victory points. So that's really nice. There is a small counter that tells you how many units went through a specific road. So that's also something that is nice from the physical copy, because you have something for smooth brain like me to remember how many units went through a specific road. So that's useful. And I have those units in Gallia that are kind of useless. The problem is that if I remember well, they cover a victory point. Nope. Oh no, it's just that I can build those horsey units over there, but I don't care about that. So I'm gonna have the horsey horse going here. Nice. Then I'm gonna have this moving here to strengthen my position here. And I believe that is going to be the end of my movement phase. Yep. And then I get to reinforce 1. Everything is top strength, and I'm going to do this for Stuart. I have 1 strength point, and I'm going to build a ballista. Just to make Stuart happy, I'm going to make a ballista in Rome. Look at that. Giant crossbows.
This is the way. This is the way.
I mean,
I can see why he loves this game now. I can just see that. Just like the feeling one gets when one places that block in a position. It might be. It's like exhilarating. I'm envious of you.
And that's the end of my levy phase. So as you can see, 2 phases: movement phase, then levy phase. Of course, if at the end of movement there were combat, we would have fought. But in this case, we didn't fight. But I'm pretty sure we'll fight soon enough. And yeah, Timothy and Pierre, I will happily toggle between one and the other frenetically now that I've seen the option, just to annoy everyone watching the stream. So I will do this with great pleasure. So I'm gonna spread, stack, spread, stack. Okay. Just to help Luis focus. Spread, stack, and spread. Oh, going for Syracuse. Okie dokie. Okay. So he might be going for Syracuse because some of those cities you can actually build some pretty cool legions over there. And in Syracuse you have a C2 unit. So just explaining the combat system. Each of our blocks have a letter and a number. The letter means when they are gonna roll their dice in battle. So A is gonna throw a dice first, then B, then C, and the number is the number or lower that you need to hit with. So, for example, you can see that I have a legion here, the Cordoba Legion, which is a C4, which is the most badass unit that you can get. And Luis is going to see that really soon. And basically, if you have, something that is one, it's pretty shit. And I think that's the auxiliars that you're mostly going to use to keep control of city. You're going to build them and then leave with your other units, and you basically have something that stays there, hoping that your opponent doesn't just come and crush it. So, Luis, what's your strategy here? You're thinking about taking back Rome? I don't think that's a good idea.
It's not about taking back Rome, Fred. It's not about taking back Rome.
I mean, the fact that I'm holding Rome right now should be a strong signal to you that I'm the rightful, you know, I don't know what's the term, boss, the rightful, like I'm the big boy. I'm the big boy of the Roman Empire, and I think you need to acknowledge that right now. It doesn't look like you're acknowledging anything right now.
No,
No.
I'm not. I'm not acknowledging your claim to legitimacy or any of this baloney.
Okay, so now we've both done our moves, and now we're gonna fight because we have one place where we're actually in contact, and I think that's the single place where we're in contact. Yep. So we're gonna fight here, and yeah, okay, let's go. So as you can see, I'm in defense, so I have D2. I can, I think this is pass or retreat. I don't remember. Yeah, I can pass, but I'm not gonna pass. I'm gonna roll a dice. I'm the defender, so I'm rolling first, and we have the same letter. So I'm trying to roll one or twos, and I rolled a 2, so that's gonna be one hit for Lewis, and that means that he's gonna be able to roll only one dice. The number of pips, or the number that you have on the top of your block, is the number of dice that you're gonna roll. So you're gonna apply, yeah, and then you're gonna roll it one die, actually, in proper English, and it's a 4. Now it's the second round of battle, so I could decide to retreat, but I feel good about this, so I'm gonna fight again. And here it is, first blood.
This is horrible.
Yes, it's not too bad. I mean, losing a Navis is not the worst. I think it's okay. I think at the beginning, as Pompeius, you have a small naval advantage, but you don't want me to start regrouping my fleet and start rampaging the seas. I guess that's probably the thing. So now we are done with our first hand, but at the end of combat, I could decide actually to move this one back to a port. And let me think. I think I will do that for a reason. Let me check. There was a reason. I cannot go back to Syracuse. You're already there. I thought that in Crete I could do some nice. Yeah, wait a minute. Where I could go? No, Athena, Syracuse, Neapolis. Trying to find where I could take control of a city and actually make some good units. I thought that Crete, is it only you, Pompeius, who has that has the opportunity to make a legion in Crete, not me?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I wanted to go to Crete. Well, I'm gonna prevent you from taking Crete then. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And that's gonna be the end of my regroup action. Lets me click, yeah. Good. And yeah, now we're in for another card. I guess I'm gonna play this. Okay, we played both twos. In case of a tie, I have the advantage. So, are we rushing for Athens? Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Am I pushing my luck? Interesting. Hard decisions. Uh, I have two moves. I'm gonna check in the chat if anyone has something to. Okay, I'm already lost with the chat. I don't understand the jokes anymore. I have I cannot focus on my attention on two things. But yeah. So in the chat, if you have a recommendation for what should be my second move, I would be curious. I don't think I'm gonna launch a full attack on the army on the south because I could only move 4. That would be 4 against 4, and I don't necessarily like those odds, especially if there is something waiting for me here. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this guy, and I'm gonna move here. And then I'm gonna take this guy, and I'm gonna move here to prepare for a pincer attack. And this is what I'm going to do, and that's going to be the end of my move. So I'm going to stop my moves here, and then have 2 points for building stuff. And I can build the Rome Legion, which I will definitely do, and I will, yeah, I will do this. And I think that's the end of my levy phase, if I'm not wrong. And your turn, Luis.
Okay, let's see.
Team is very supportive. That's really nice. I really appreciate this kind of spirit. Actually, I'm wondering. So, has any one of you watched the traditional Christmas unboxing? And do you have any questions or comments about the Christmas unboxing? Any questions about Ici c'est la France or stuff like this? I was curious. I was having a good chat with Patrick, and we're actually talking about Kim Kanger, but we're talking about another game. We're talking about Tonkin, Tonkin, in French. So you're emptying Carthage. So that's quite a move. Interesting move. Not really risky because there is low risk that I'm actually gonna go with my naval unit and go behind you. I could place my naval unit and try to do sea movements, but I'm not sure I would do that. So Pierre is asking what makes Kim Kanger an interesting designer. I've never played any of their games. Well, I think for me, the first thing that I really like about Kim Kanger is the topics that he's covering. As a French person, it's really interesting because he's covering a lot of French history that is not necessarily covered. Quite unusual topics, especially that talks about decolonization. So Tonkin is about Indochina and the operational warfare during the end of the French colonial period in the 50s. Ici c'est la France is on Algeria, and but even if you look at Roads to Keren, for example, it's about World War II, but it's taking the point of view of focusing on operational or is it operational? I'm not sure. Yeah, kind of actually. But in East Africa, so he's really covering unusual topics, I think. And the way he does it is always quite unusual. So there is always something unique about his design, about the way he approaches the topic, and I think that's pretty great. I think it's a really interesting designer for that. You're done? Yep, we play cards. Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna play this. And let's go. Let's rock and roll. We're gonna fight. Oh, for fuck's sake. I made a mistake.
No, you
Uh,
didn't. You did what you did was the right move.
I made a mistake. I made a stupid mistake. I think it's not a bad move, but it's still a mistake. Yeah, yeah. I'm still think that I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna stay here. Um,
Yeah.
then I'm
How
gonna.
was your How was your Christmas holiday, friend?
It was pretty good. So I just came back from France today. So that was I had a great time. It was a long trip back though. But yeah, it was really yeah, really had a good time. Um, and a lot of good foods. Spending time with the family. Recorded a recorded a review with my nieces, so that was actually quite fun. And the review should be out quite soon because they asked for it to be released before the end of the year, so they were worse than Stuart. Like they were asking me for stuff to be edited as soon as possible. So I'm gonna try to release this, and it should be a review on trains, which is
Awesome game.
the first entry in the first entry in a in the in a yeah in a train game, something that I wanted to do. So I think this is pretty cool. Now that I have Antioch, I'm gonna build this unit in Antioch, this cavalry unit that is pretty powerful with my levy points, and I'm going to end my levy phase here. But yeah, it was a great Christmas holiday. Really cool. I still have a bit of time, but it's going to be a bit more quiet now. I'm back home. But yeah. And you, what did you do?
I stayed home. Been pretty busy. So haven't had the time to really plan something,
Hmm.
adventurous. Been working on a lot of writing, so that took up a lot of my time too. So it's good. It's been kind of dreary over here in New York City. We haven't had sun, like direct sunlight, in like almost 2 weeks
Hmm.
now. So
So that's the thing. Being in the south of France, it was really nice for the sun. Like I really got my fix of sun. That was really cool.
yeah, I'm very envious. Yeah, it's getting to the point of it like it doesn't even matter if you go outside or not. Like you're not getting sunlight no matter what. So it sucks. It sucks for people like me who,
Need sun.
if I don't, yeah, I need it. I'm from the Caribbean, so I need really really bright sun out there, blue skies, you know, tropical breeze,
Yeah. I
a
don't know
nice
how you.
grilled fish.
I don't know how people live in those places where you live. It's too far up north. It's
You live in London, like the
yeah,
weather
it's not as bad. We don't have winters like you do. We like it's
is dreary
and
though.
yeah, and the thing is that yeah, I think London is my maximum. Like it's already too up north. Yeah. And Joe is asking, I seem to know a lot about the Battle of Algiers. Do I listen to the band Algiers? Actually, I don't, but I will get into it, promise. Oh, thanks, Tim. And
Hmm.
actually, Tim, you did contribute to content. You took part in a collective review on the podcast. I don't. Which game was it? I don't remember. But yeah, and you can take part even more as soon
He
as you
was
have
in
time.
the the Hagenspiel one, the American Revolution one, Supply
Mm,
Line.
supply lines of the yeah Northern Theater.
Yes, Northern Theater. That was a good review. Tim had a lot of great points there.
Yeah, there is a lot of dissing of Bob Dylan now in the chat, which I think is fair.
I don't yeah, I get it. I don't actually remember me saying that Bob Dylan was one
I
of the
think
most overrated. I
I
mean,
think I think it's fair.
I think I think he
He's not
gets
bad.
no, I think he is. He deserves. I don't think he's overrated. I do feel though that there's in the discussion when it comes to like him as a musician, there's a lot of other musicians that also should be mentioned at the same light as him, if not greater. Like Joni Mitchell, for example, I think is in the folk tradition. I think she's a better songwriter, but Dylan
Mm.
has all the cachet with like the civil rights movement and like the protest songs and all that
Davy's
stuff.
pissed off. But I think there is an argument for it. It's not saying
I
that
didn't say he
yeah.
was overrated, Dave. I didn't say that. I'm just stating that it's sometimes it can be a little too much. I love Dylan. I've seen him live. Think about like 3 times now, and can't understand a word each time, but I still have a great time. All right, so I move there, initiate that, and then let's do. I'm scared. I'm actually scared of what might happen here.
You should be. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Now the question is, are you gonna reinforce or not?
I have to. I have no
Yeah,
choice to reinforce.
I think you have to. That's gonna be a hard fight. The problem is, do I have my c4 and c3, or do I have a couple of c2s? That's the question. Well. So yeah, first round. So that's the thing. So Luis came in with his units from Carthago Nova first. So first round of battle is going to be against those, and then the third unit is going to come in the next round of battle. So I'm going to roll 3 dice, hoping to get 1 or 2s, and I get none. And then I'm going to roll 3 dice again for the second unit, and I get nothing. So that's pretty bad. Ouch! 2 hits. Oh, that's bad. I'm going to take 1 each.
Thank you.
I have 3 hits. Oh, that's really bad. I think I'm gonna attempt to retreat. Yeah, that's the best thing I can do.
Coward.
Well, I was gonna get obliterated if I stayed there.
You needed to stay there.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I would have been crushed.
That's the point.
And that's the thing, is that I can rebuild them at specific places. So I think if they stay on the board, I can just reinforce them, which is probably what I will do. Now the question is, where will you regroup? Because after combat, you can move your units and regroup on other spots. And he's reinforcing, reinforcing Tarako. Interesting.
Now, Fred, can you tell us a little bit about what we were supposed to be doing today and what happened?
So we're supposed to play the Grizzled. And actually, that's going to be a call to people in the community to help me out with that. We're supposed to play the Grizzled on using the implementation. So playing it on Steam. You actually gave me a gift code for me to get it. And we're supposed to play co-op, and I was really looking forward to that. The only issue is that I realized that the Grizzled on Steam is only on Windows and not on Mac. And if I had an older Mac with an Intel chip, I could have actually played it because you can have a virtual machine. But with the new Mac Silicon, I didn't figure out how I could do this, so I was a bit stuck. I didn't manage to do it. The only option that I could see that was manageable was to get a cloud computing solution and play online. So that's the thing that I was thinking of going for, but yeah, unfortunately, that wasn't an option. But yeah, very sad.
It wasn't in the cards.
What will you do, Luis?
I'm trying to see. I'm scared.
You should be.
I'm very scared.
So you activated Tarako. Are you planning to move in? Oh no, you moved out. Okay. That's what you were doing. And if you have questions about the game, of course, feel free to ask them. We'll answer to the best of our ability. But I would say it's probably the best block game to start with. Quebec is a great starting point. I mean, it's the first.
I think Quebec is a better
Yeah.
starting point. So you
Um,
don't have like the naval movement and stuff.
yeah.
Um,
You also have Winter Quarter in this one, or maybe not in this one. No, maybe not. I don't remember. Let me check the rules. I don't remember if there are Winter Quarters in this one. Command phase, battle phase, block types. Amphibious movements, levies, battle reserve, battles, eliminated blocks. Winter turn. At year end, when all 5 cards have been played, winter turn now occurs, during which player determines if either has won. Okay, Cleopatra goes home, determine victory, navies to port, winter supply. All cities can supply in winter a maximum of 3 blocks without penalty. This limit is increased in the city by the city value, so that's going to be 5 for Rome. Okay, yeah, I probably need to check this, but now is not the time.
yeah.
Well,
So Fred, what were some of your highlights of this year when it comes to wargaming or historical
um,
gaming as a whole?
a great surprise was Versailles, 1918. Definitely a highlight, I would say. So yeah, I
This is
didn't.
the Mark Herman.
Yeah, Mark Herman and Joe Frankenstein
Yes.
game in the Great Statesman series, and I haven't covered it on the show because it was unexpected. Like I just played it at the club, and I was like, "Whoa, that's just awesome!" So that was actually really great. What was another highlight in terms of wargaming? I think um, we played a bit of PAX Renaissance this year, and I really enjoyed that. I always love playing PAX Renaissance, but that was not really a surprise. Votes for Women was a great surprise. I
That's a great.
really,
I wasn't
yeah,
surprised by that. I knew it was going to be great, but it's a good game. Yeah.
yeah, it's really a good game. What else? I'm thinking about something. I don't remember what I played at the club recently. Oh yeah, we played this with Luke. High Treason. This was clearly so. I played this really late in the year. I played it in
Is
December.
this the new
Yeah,
edition now coming? Oh,
yeah.
I got the
I
new
got
Cuba from there, which I'm excited to. I still haven't played it.
so I'm gonna make some content on both those games because I have both the original Pizza Box Victory Point game and the new Victory Point game, new company, um, uh, new company game, and that's something that I want to show the comparison between the two. I think they did great work on the components and everything.
Yeah,
Um, I think it's really good. It's really good, and yeah, and yeah, High Treason was an amazing surprise. I think it's really awesome. Alberi, I recorded an interview of him on the show, so he'll be on the show and we'll talk about this. And I want to do I want to talk about this game a lot more. It was just, yeah, just a great surprise. I really loved it. I highly recommend it. But I will try to do some content as soon as I can on the show because I think it really deserves more praise, and I don't know. I feel like it's a bit of a hidden gem. So yeah. So the fight in Tarako. So B starts, and then all of your units. So I have to take a total of 2 hits, and I'm gonna take them on C2, C3. 1 hit. I think I'm gonna obliterate you. Oh,
that's horrible. That's horrible.
yeah. That's
That's the end.
yeah. That's a crushing defeat.
That's the end right there.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah. Yeah.
way. That's the way the world ends right
Yeah.
there.
2 blocks
My
dead, and
gosh.
Tarako one. Yeah, you can escape, or you can just meet your fate, and just die on the battlefield with honor. It's really up to you. Um, and yeah, you did what I thought you would do, the coward move, which is fair. I'm not gonna regroup. I'm happy with my units here. Am I happy with my units here? I'm gonna be able to hold 3. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna prepare for the winter turn, and I'm gonna play. I'm gonna move back to Narbonne with that unit, and I'm gonna end it here. I don't think that you're posing any risk now. Whew, that was a crushing blow. Yeah, and actually, I would really like to do a teach and play of Cuba Splendid Little War, which is a game that I played on the old version.
Hmm.
And the new version has great graphic design. It's a very different approach to insurgency warfare. It's really interesting. I would really like to feature it also. So those two games expect to have some content on it. The interview on Albert with Alberi will come soon. It's already recorded. I just need to edit it. I have a few things to edit. But yeah, then at the beginning of this year, those are two games that I would really like to cover. And I
Yeah.
really think that Victory Point Games did a great job at republishing those.
What did you
That's really
think?
cool.
What do you think about Cuba as a game?
So haven't played it enough. I played it twice. First time was a bit rough because we were trying to figure out the rules as we played. Second time was a bit smoother, but I feel like I need to play it a bit more. I felt like it had some really interesting ideas, but I don't feel like I've really experienced the game. Whereas High Treason, I played it twice in a row and the game clicked instantly,
Mm.
and has this instant satisfaction. And you play once, at the end of the game you're like, oh, you understand all the intricacies a bit more, and then you play a second time and you understand even more, but each game is enjoyable. It's really an amazing design.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have two comments for me here. So for Tim, yeah, just come on over and we can play Cuba. And Pierre, some of my highlights this year. Votes for women. I mean, that's kind of cheating. I got my copy in December of last year, but it's definitely been a highlight. It's a game that I actually played with my sister. I told the designer about this that my sister doesn't really like board games at all, yet alone what one could consider like a moderately complex game, and she really enjoyed it. A lot of it just has to do with the theme and the way that the game like distills like a very like difficult like historical topic,
Hmm.
and it really like elucidates things about it that even for people that are from the US where the game is based, becomes like really enlightening. Other things really I played I haven't played that many board games this year, unfortunately. At least not new ones. Um I would
You
have to
have you
think a
played
little
People
bit more.
Power?
I have not. I haven't
Yeah,
played People Power.
yeah, you
I
need to
was
play that.
Yeah, I'm just not too much of a coin person.
But exactly, that's why I'm telling you that you need to play this one, because you're not a coin person. I think this one you might enjoy because it's snappier. It has some. The thing that I really like about it that you might enjoy is that the interface, so the propaganda phase in
Mhm.
coin is very procedural and everything.
Yeah,
And in this one you have actually a lot more control. You make more
over the
interesting decisions
propaganda.
and
Okay.
everything, and I think you might enjoy that. That's why I was thinking about this.
No, it sounds it. I mean, I'm definitely that topic is fascinating. It's great to see where a lot of these coin games are going when it comes to topics. And I mean, I really have to say a lot of this has to go with just Gandhi really with having like that nonviolent faction, like really
Mm,
starting like all this like different approaches to, I mean, quote unquote counterinsurgency. I think some of these conflicts are going beyond
yeah.
that initial stuff, but it's really interesting. No, I'm definitely willing to try. Um, let's see, what am I going to do?
And actually, in People Power, you have an insurgents faction that is non-violent. So I think that's also quite interesting. And big mistake.
Maybe, maybe.
You're not using the full benefit of your event.
What would be the ideal thing, Fred?
I think you should attack Rome.
Why would why would I do that? You
You're
have
asking me what would be ideal. I think
Yeah,
ideal
I
would
don't think
be.
no, no. See, I just wanted to people to see yourself on display by this. It's like you always give the worst advice when it comes to games. It's like the
I
stuff
do.
that will benefit you the most. So
I do
And
indeed.
that's about it for me. But
Mm.
any other games? I'm trying to think. I mean, I write about game studies more broadly, but most of the games that I cover are video games for various reasons. And this was just like a stacked year when it came to video games. Like it was so many things were released this year, which kind of like hampered me playing like other stuff. Which was also a fantastic year for board games, tabletop games, like more broadly. Oh, Pierre has another question. What games are you both looking for in
24.
2024? The last year, the very last year, so they say on conspiracy theories Reddit. This is
Is it
supposed to be the last year.
2024?
They say it is. Yeah, some people are saying this is it. This is when the Mayan calendar actually ends. It's in 2024. They say
Wasn't it
this.
2012?
Yeah, but those are people. That was a mistake. They like messed up the
Oh,
map. Not the
my bad.
Mayans. The other people. The people
So the
who.
Mayan messed up. That's what you're
No, no,
saying.
no. It was the
I'm joking.
conspiracy theorists messed up. It's
Yeah,
2024. That's the real end. So now,
fair enough.
no, the
Uh,
last year, Pierre. The last year. I don't know what they mean by last, but it's just the last. Whatever that means. I mean, it's ominous, but I like uncertainty.
so what am I gonna build up? My
Also,
cavalry
while Fred
nunchuck is
while
ready.
Fred decides what he's gonna do, Pierre, to answer your question, um, what I'm looking forward to next year, man, there's quite. I mean, we're gonna get the Fort Circle seems to be gonna have like a pretty great year.
Yeah,
So House of
it's gonna
Montezuma,
slap. Yeah.
House of
What?
Montezuma, that game's gonna be great. Arcs, I got a chance to play that at PAX. Cole gave me a tutorial of that. I wasn't certain of that game. When it was first like up on Kickstarter, but after playing it, I would say this: it's the best trick taker with a board. Just period. It is.
Yeah.
It's like
Is it still a trick taker at this
it
point?
is. It is. It is. But it does it in a way that is. It's. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. I was even thinking of writing like, just something quick about it, but I don't know. I just have too much on my plate. But it's definitely a game that I think extremely highly of.
I think the best trick taker with a board is a very civil west. Personally.
It's good. It's good. Actually, that's another thing I'm excited about is your the
Oh fuck!
oh,
I wanted to retreat. I misclicked.
oh, that's good. I'm
Yeah.
happy for you. Um I don't know if we would call it, what is it, a new edition, or it's like the official release of the game, but
Well,
coming out with
it
Phalanx.
was a freebie, so that's gonna be the official release of the game
Yeah.
by Phalanx.
Oh, is it official because now you're making money off it?
Yeah, yeah. When I make
So
money,
that's what
it's
makes it
official. Yeah.
official. Okay.
No, the official release was 2023 for PunchCon, but that's going to be the commercial version. That is going to be slightly different. Um, so you have some adjustments that have been made to the game. So you've got one more asset. Some adjustments have been made to the leaders. What else? You have a few things that have been changed. Some stuff for balance and stuff like this. So it's gonna be a bit different. Oh, it looks like Carthago Nova is gonna fall.
Oh, I'm gonna get destroyed here. And I can't retreat.
But yeah, I
And
would say
it's
for me, what I'm looking forward to is well, one hit, nice.
I mean, it's going down
Uh,
swinging.
yeah, it's dead now.
Oh my gosh, Tim, why would you say that? Yeah, Night Witches is another good one.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to. I don't know if that's gonna come out in 2024. Kevin says it is, but I don't know. The supply chains and everything right now.
Tim hopes that 2024 is gonna be the quietest year on record. Sorry, but
No, it's gonna be
yeah,
the end, whatever
yeah.
that means, according
I
to
mean, I mean,
To,
Trump is coming back,
no,
so
no, let's not talk about
yeah,
that. Let's not talk about that.
2024 is gonna
Let's
be
just
quite lively. I think that's gonna be quite
no,
something.
no. Let's
So yeah.
just let's just talk about
Mhm.
these games. No politics, Fred. We don't do
I
politics.
don't care. I have no
We don't
horses in
do
that race. I'm just
politics.
sitting on the side
Oh, that's
having
what
fun.
you say.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, everybody has horses in that
Yes.
race.
That's
That's what
unfortunate.
makes it. That's what makes it what it is, right? It's that everybody has horses in that one.
And I'm gonna end that regroup.
So I had a okay battle. You had also well, yours was more consequential because you've actually now tilt the victory to your favor now, Fred. You have 7 points, and I have 6.
Yeah.
Will Pompey get it done, or will he be crushed
And you're
by
gonna
the
take
weight of
some hits.
history?
You're gonna take some hits because you're overcrowded in Italy and you're overcrowded in Spain. So that should be
I
nice.
mean, I don't know if that's a thing, but I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Night Witches. Even if it's a solo game, it looks amazing. Really looking forward to that. What other game is going to be exciting in 2024 that we can expect to be released? You might have heard about it. A small game called A Jest of Robin Hood. Sounds fun. I don't know much about it. I hear that the designer is pretty awesome and also good looking. So
Oh, that is coming out next year. Yeah, congrats.
yeah, it's coming out beginning of next year. So there is that, and yeah, you can play Night Witches co-op, which is probably the way I would play it anyway. But yeah, what else? I can't
Oh, you're talking about
remember.
Night Witches co-op. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh yeah, Vijayanagara is coming soon. It's actually for me it was a 2023 release because the preview copies were out already and all this. But yeah, it's gonna be an early 2024. We just had the tournament finals on the show, so if you're curious about this, you can watch high level play of the tournament. It was a very entertaining finals, so it was very cool. Ooh, this is good. I'm gonna discard this because this is shit. So yeah, Vijay Nagara definitely. I can't remember what's going to be released in 2024. Uh, what's the next Levian campaign game?
there's so many, man. There's so many Levian.
Yeah,
I actually think GMT's like overstretching the Levian
on the
campaign.
Levian campaign.
Yeah, I think it's just too many. Like it's
Yeah, I realized I've played on Inferno once. I've played on Moravid once, and I still haven't played. Ah, the one in England. I can Plantagenet. I still haven't played Plantagenet, but we're gonna play it soon on the channel. I'm just waiting for the Ride the Troops module to be out,
yeah.
and
So
we'll be playing it.
the best way to play Levian campaign, rally the troops, because you don't have to worry about having to
Yeah,
get
totally.
a second home to be able to put all those boards all over the place. So much table space is taken up by those games. Gorgeous though, absolutely gorgeous.
Oof, oof. That's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt you, or it's gonna hurt me.
It's gonna hurt you.
Okay, that was quite a reaction there. That's gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is gonna be the end of Pompeii probably here.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
48 BC is the end, the beginning of
Yeah,
the end.
and I strike first.
Oh yeah,
So
because you played Mars.
yeah. What else? Oh, Tanto Manta. Yes, Tanto Manta. Very high on the list. So
Yeah.
Alexandre, you've seen Alexandre on the show. He was on the show playing Days of Jour de Gloire with Frédéric Bay for the Waterloo anniversary this summer. He's coming to the UK, and we're gonna spend a bit of time together. Stuart is also coming, so we're gonna crash at Pierre's place, and we should be playing Tanto Monta if it's out by then. But I think it's gonna be out. I guess it's shipping right now. So Tanto Monta, yeah, definitely something that I'm really excited for. I think that's gonna be great. And yeah, in Levian campaign, I agree with Mike. Seljuk is definitely one that is also really high on my list. But then again, so many Levian campaign game, and it's hard to keep up with all of the other games. It's really rough.
No, I'm really.
And yeah, Crisis 1914 is gonna be awesome. I think what Maurice is doing right now is just great.
I'm very jealous of what you're gonna do because Alexander's an incredible person. Pierre, probably one of the great people in that country that you live in right now. And Stuart, I mean, Stuart just knows
Stuart is
so
okay.
much about crossbows that it's just amazing. Like I've just never met an individual who can bring one topic into any conversation. And not only
talking
is
about
it,
this, if you are still looking
yes,
for a Christmas present for yourself or for a loved
yes,
one,
or for
have I ever
anyone
talked?
related. Yeah,
Have I
yeah,
ever talked about the medieval crossbow?
incredible book.
A
Give it
weapon to fit to kill a king. Incredible book. Very
incredible,
incredible book. There is also a lot of drawings in it. You can see there is a and
beautiful.
beautiful. I highly recommend this book, The
Beautiful.
Medieval Crossbow. I actually earned 5% of all the sales, so go out there. No, that's not true. It's just that each time I can, I promote it. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's not only the crossbow's not only a weapon fit to kill a
It's
king.
also a way of life, I think. Yeah.
And Stuart really lives that. Like when I
Yeah.
saw him, he had like 3 crossbows. We were in New York. He was just walking around with crossbows, and I was like,
Which
"We're
is
gonna
not the
get, we're
weirdest
gonna
thing
get
that you would see in
arrested."
New York. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
but I'm like, "We're gonna get arrested," and the police just went up to him, and he's
And they
like,
shook his hand. Yeah.
"Oh, they're like, thank you,
Thank you for
Which
what you're
I think,
doing.
I guess, depending on who you are, that might have different meanings and stuff. But it was Stuart. He can talk about crossbows no matter what the topic it is. You can be at a funeral. He'll talk about crossbows. And not only would it be really weird, but it'll be uplifting.
Yes.
So thank you, Stuart.
Thank you for being you. And yeah, so Molly's house in 2024, Tim, I think that I don't know. We should ask people at where the gig, but it sounds optimistic. But it might be okay.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know. I talked to I talked to Cole and I talked to Drew, and from what they were telling me, it's like it's a big possibility it could be out sometime in 2024. They said they were actually pretty far along with the production of the game. But we will see. You have me in a bind here. I don't like this situation
No, you
at
shouldn't. Yeah.
all. It actually is upsetting, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't even know what to do, to be quite honest with you. You've just done.
I'm,
It's
I'm
like, do
gonna
I just
crush.
want to?
I'm gonna crush your main force right now. Yeah.
Well, not only that, it's like I can't reinforce
No.
at all in no particular, and there's no way for me to reinforce. So, it's not easy being green, as Kermit says. Well, it's not easy being Pompeii. Was Pompeii green?
I think he was.
Has that been
I, th-
scientifically proven now that he was
I think
green skinned?
there are academic debates, but I think we can all agree that he was most probably green.
That makes sense. That makes
It
sense.
does. It does make a lot of sense.
Okay. Cleopatra has not done anything so far. Her forces have just been, which I think it's best. I think that's the smart move.
Yeah, Cleopatra is just
Historically, but
she's
not
just chilling
but
in
not for me.
yeah,
Not for me
in
right now.
Alexandria.
I have no idea what to do.
And yeah, I would love it if it was the year I would get a crocodile board. But the thing is that it should be the year where I get a house, and you know what that means, Pierre? If I get a house, I get a crocodile board. So yeah, that would be the big thing.
Jolly. So is that where we're gonna have the convention?
Yeah, it would be. It's gonna be a convention in Chartres. Yeah.
Okay, good.
The Homo Ludi Dance Con.
It's so much dancing. No wargaming at all. Just dancing. Just straight
Just
dance.
dancing and croquignol, which is the dance of pucks. So, which is
Exactly.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So somebody in the chat tell me what to do. Just put on what to do.
I, I, I
Just
think I
write what
think
to do on the chat.
give up
Just
is probably
just
the option.
just give me just I'll wait. I'll wait. We're gonna give the people what they want because I sure as hell don't know what to do at this point. All right. Let's see.
I
Something
think you
says
can take back Carthago Nova.
not this round though.
Not this round, but
No,
next
I
round you
mean
can take
I've
back Carthago Nova.
already like positioned my potentially, but the thing is you're gonna come and potentially reinforce. Yeah, always attack, but where though, Pierre? Where?
There is nowhere
Where?
to attack. He doesn't have any force to attack. He's
Yeah, I have no.
both in terms of material means, but also in terms of spirit.
Wow. Wow, that actually hurt.
That's rough. And no Karuka. I'm a big I'm a big croquignol guy. I think it's the best dexterity game. And thanks, Pierre, for introducing me to it. It's at the same time a gift and a curse, Pierre. But still, thank you.
I've never played it. I've never played Crocodile before.
It's
I've
amazing.
had several opportunities to play it. It's it looks too nerdy. I've already have enough stuff. I'm not into nerd culture. It's not something that I don't understand people.
You were literally on the 27th, just streaming a game of Julius Caesar that we're playing online while talking about historical games that are going to come in 2025.
All right,
Doesn't make any sense.
Captain Obvious.
You're a massive nerd, and you even have a call center headphone. Like you're a super nerd. That's just activate the battle already. Let me crush you and let us be done. I need to get a cup of not really hot coffee.
I'm gonna move here. Why?
Of room temperature coffee.
And I still have more movement. Jeez.
Yeah, and for nothing. It was a good card. 3-2 is actually really good. I think it's one of the best cards you can get in the game. Except for the card that I just played, obviously. I agree, Tim. This is definitely the cool kids table.
Oh my gosh.
And by the way, if anyone wants to jump into the stream, just ping me on Discord. I will send you the link.
All right. You know what? I think we should do a giveaway at the end of this. I got a bunch of games I got to get. Okay.
I'm not doing any more giveaways. I still have 20 games to ship this week, so no more giveaways.
I can do a giveaway. I can do one.
You can do a giveaway, yeah.
I can. You won't be. I'm not saying you're gonna. I'm just gonna use your channel as a way to get rid of a bunch of games that I have.
Oh, you only took 5 hits. I'm so disappointed right now.
Yeah, it's all right.
It should be enough, but still, that's really annoying.
Jesus Christ.
1 hit, 2 hits, 2 hits. That's fine. I'm gonna take it on B2 and C3. Yeah.
No, I'm not a jock at all, Pierre. I saw that there. I'm not. That's not who I am. No, I'm a gentle soul. I'm a gentle soul who reads books when they're not supposed to be reading.
And yeah, my giveaways are such a pain in the ass. Like I enjoy giving away, but it's just like shipping is a massive pain.
It is, but you know, it's cool to just share that.
It's cool. But just that I think I think I put a giveaway like 30 or 40 games, and I thought it was gonna be easy, and now I'm just.
No, you just have to.
I just want people to come and pick them up. That would be just easier.
Oh, you're brave. You're gonna give them like your address and everything. Yeah. Come on, don't do that. No, I'm getting.
Yeah, and
I'm
team, if you want to do
bad
some
at that.
giveaways, just join the stream at the end, and we can do a whole giveaway thing. Oh, you're staying in battle.
Wait, what? No, I'd retreated.
Oh yeah, but you retreat one by one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay. I'm
yeah.
like, I was like, what?
What? That's fine. You're okay. You're safe for now. Well, I guess I'm gonna stay here because I'm gonna push.
Wait,
So
Tim, before you give stuff away, you have to tell me what you have, and then potentially I want them. That's not how it's done here. Then you give them out because maybe I'm gonna miss out on something.
well, you'd see on stream. We can see how greedy you get live.
Yeah, but that would just be messed up, right? He's gonna show, oh, here, like I have all this, and then I'm just like, and then I'm like, no, I want that. So you don't know, Tim. Maybe the chosen one is out there watching this stream, and that one game that Tim could potentially give them is the one that's going to start them on the path to become the greatest game designer the world has ever seen. I'm not going to take that away from them.
No, that's fair. So one thing, I don't live in Paris, so you could have let me know, but that wouldn't have changed anything. I live in London, so yeah, no Paris for me. So, but if you come by London, let me know. Actually, I'm seeing Patrick from Strategy and Tactics tomorrow. I
Nice.
think I'm gonna get him home and we're gonna play some stuff. I'm gonna get him to the cave and see if there is stuff that he wants to take. Okay, so I'm gonna move
Just
first.
say hello to Patrick for me when you see him tomorrow.
I will.
He's a swell guy.
I'm gonna push. I need to push. That's what I
Dude,
need
you're
to do.
just relentless. Like, you just need to stop.
I need to push.
You're a warmonger, Fred.
I have 2 moves. And I'm gonna push here.
Poor Pompey. Poor Pompey hasn't even caught his breath after running away last time, and then you catch up to him again?
I'm gonna push. That's gonna be the end of my movement phase. And then, so I'm opening up Tarako, but that's fine. What do I want to do? I'm going to strengthen this. I have 3 pips, right? Do I want to reinforce this? Do I give a fuck? Byzantium. Oh, I need to make that horsey in Byzantium. And then I have a 3rd pip. And I'm going to reinforce here. And I think that's the end of my levy. He's giving away the game that you lent him. That's good. And yeah, Mike is right. I've tasted blood. I'm coming for the kill.
Oh, man. That's messed up.
Set.
Interesting.
Je vais aller chercher Athènes. 8.
Fascinating.
8. Syracuse 9. Well, you can try that, but that's not going to work well.
I mean, dude, I don't have anything anymore. You can clearly see that my board state is abysmal. That it's just a matter of time before.
So to be fair, I played this with Alberi a lot, and he crushed me quite a few times for me to learn the game. But he was a really good teacher, so that helped a bit. Okay. So I have a few games under my belt of Julius Caesar. I don't think I'm a competitive player by any means, but he really taught me how to play the game. Hey Mauricio, yeah, it is a Colombia war game,
All right.
and we are playing on Ready the Troops actually. So it's rules enforced. So if you go on Ready the Troop, it's free. You can play the game over there. It's a great way to actually discover the game. One hit.
All right, I'm gonna step away for like a second right after this battle.
Yeah, sure.
But
I'm gonna chat with the chat.
rest in peace. Attack, attack. No
Fail.
hit.
Attack. Two
Beautiful.
hits. Two
Just
hits.
take them all out. Just take them all out.
Oh, good old
All
Pompeii.
right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
This is the way it's done.
Beautiful. All right.
Okay.
I'm glad everybody tuned in on December 27th, 2023 to watch
Just before the end
Luis
of the world. Yeah.
Luis get absolutely pummeled here as Pompeii.
Do I want to regroup? I don't think so.
Now you just want to keep pushing.
I want to keep pushing. I need to take Syracuse. So yeah. And I need to tempt you in taking Tarraco so I can actually wipe you out. Wait a minute. So you wanted to go and grab a drink, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna step out right now, but I'll be back in like a minute, so you can play your turn. All right. Talk smack about me.
Choose one enemy city, each block there loses one step. That's mean. I guess I know where you're going. Yep. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not. We don't see it. So yeah, Mauricio, to answer your question, so I think it will really depend on designers. I think some designers don't play their games digitally at all. Uh, some designers playtest them uh, digitally mostly. And for example, for my part, it's half and half. I will, in the early phases of design, I do everything with, most of the time, I do everything with pen and paper. So this is where I ID it. I actually start by writing. I have some, like I have ideas card where I write down all of the ideas. Then I start putting components together. I start playing on my own with paper components. And once I find that I have something that is somewhat stable in my head, I go into digital, and I start making mods on on how is it called, the thing that we use, tabletop simulator. And the reason I do this is because it's the best way for me to start interacting with a small group of people that I want to show the game early. So I have like some people that I would share the game with early on. So that's what I would do. And those people, none of them are actually living nearby, so I have to do it digitally to share it with them. And then most of the playtests for me are digitally, but I'll always make sure that we have uh, some print and play version of the prototypes, because I like people to actually play physically. I think it's really important. And myself, I would usually also have a print and play prototype to get to clubs, to get to convention, and to get some plays in on the physical game. So I try to have a mix of both. I think it's really risky to only play digitally.
I agree. I agree. And I really like Mauricio's question here, because it's actually something that you actually see this in a lot of designs, that when you actually start getting the game out, the physical game, you start seeing some things that weren't thought through when it comes to their actual implementation out as a tabletop game. Now they work very well when you have scripts or you're playing them on VAS or Tabletop Simulator, but the fiddliness and some of the upkeeping of things, some of the graphic design, for example, to the readability, has to some of that stuff takes a hit if you are only playing playing when it comes to play testing
Yeah.
games in digital format, with something that's not meant to be digital too as well.
That was dreadful. So I have 2 reinforcements, and I think I will have to reinforce this and this. That's bad. It's not too bad, but bad enough. And we have a question here about Roma in the Desert. So I have never played it. And I know it's on Ready the Troops too. So it's one of the games that I've always wanted to explore. But I've never played it. I think it's really interesting as a design, but I think I was interested in the reprint, but I think they messed up some things on printing of the map and stuff like this, so I stayed away from it. But I should play it on Rally the Troops. It's one of those classic Columbia block games that I really want to try. Maybe a bit more chess-like, lower. But yeah, some interesting decisions when it comes to supply, I believe. But I've never played it. It's also on Rally the Troops. I would love to play it. So yeah. And so you find it, yeah, I think it's a bit different from other games. It has its own thing, yeah, and it's a hex encounter, but I don't think it's traditional in that sense. But yeah, it's, yeah, and I would like to compare it with Holdfast Tunisia, which I think is an interesting game too. A very introductory level, but very different feel from Columbia games. But yeah. Oh, wait a minute, I need to play my card.
Yeah, I want to get back briefly to this point that Mauricio raised about, play testing on digital implementations. Now, there's obvious reasons why you want to play test stuff digitally. You can do a lot more play testing. You can get more people to play. It's easier to do if you have, and you don't really need that much even programming skill to get it done.
Yeah.
But one thing too that I think designers should keep in mind, and this is even in the niche hobby of like wargaming too, it's like who is your audience for the game? And I just don't mean that in regards to like accessibility in the sense of it being simple. Like the game is going to be a game that's going to be able to be played by like as an entry level war game, for example. When you're thinking of in those terms too, it's like you have to think about that people play a lot of different types of games, and not just in the tabletop space, but then also when it comes to digital games, video games, for example. And you have to be careful falling into like a trap where you're in your mind, you're thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna create a game, and the game itself, where should I go? That's not a good place. Where the game itself ends up becoming way too obtuse in the way that it's handled, to a point that it's just completely like off-putting. You were talking about one designer earlier, which is Kim, and he makes great games, but some of his games, when it comes to the physical implementation,
Yeah.
like man, that stuff gets fiddly. And I don't think those games are like mind-bogglingly complex.
No.
It's just the upkeeping of that. It's just, and I don't know. I actually would like to hear from him if he actually, how does he do most of his play testing?
So I've been part of in the playtest of the remake of Roads to Keren, Primogenita. But I think he really works with a close group of people he's used to playtest with, and I feel like those people also know his design style and everything, so that might also have an impact. And I would agree, and I think that resonates well with what Mauricio was saying. I think that, for example, I think that Ici c'est la France on Ready the Troops would be really good because of that bookkeeping and some fiddly aspects to playing the physical game. Like, for example, I got it as part of the Christmas Wargame Santa, and I was super happy to have it because it's a game that I really interested in, and I've enjoyed playing it with Steven. But we were playing it on Vassal, and I was like playing it over Vassal. I was like, phew, that would be quite something to play physically on the table. You really need to have the space, the time, and it's a lot of bookkeeping for things that are not super complex, but you have to move a lot of pieces around. And if you have all of this automated, I think on Ride the Troops would be actually quite nice.
But then, there's a question for you, Fred. Then let's say, because I love Rally the Troops a lot, and I think it's indispensable, but it kind of makes a lot of the a lot of the physical versions of the games on here kind of obsolete for me.
Yeah.
And it's not
Yeah.
on, and obviously there's a tangibility and a tacticality to actually like holding pieces, but some of these games are like Nevsky. It's such a complicated game, and it's such a game that takes up so much table presence, even though it's like really beautiful to look at, that I just can't see myself like playing that on the table again. I mean, unless like for some reason like the world it ends, in 2024 and there's no internet anymore and I have no access to rally the troops.
And that's kind of true. The thing is that, like, the thing, for example, what we're doing right now, I wouldn't be able to play with you. And the thing is that what I usually say is that for me, gaming is also an opportunity to spend time with people that I enjoy spending time with, doing something that I'm interested in, and like I wouldn't be able to do that without Rally the Troops. But that
Yeah.
being said, I love playing at the club. For example, I go every
Mhm.
Monday at the Cardboard Emperors Club in London. That if you're in London, I highly recommend that you join the club. And for me, the physical aspect to it is just too enjoyable.
Yeah.
Not to do so.
Now this is a question though, like, but
And I want those
let's
games, and
say,
I'm
are you
also a collector, I think. So yeah.
okay? Well, that's a different subject there. Why not? Just have to attack. We're
You're out.
Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to the activity, but certain games though, like have you played like when was the last time you played something like Nevsky like in person since the implementation of Rally the Troops? Well, I guess first of all, were you playing that game a lot to begin with though?
So I played it
Even
more.
before Rally the
I
Troops.
played it more on Rally the Troops, a lot more on Rally the Troops than physically. I think physically I must have played it a couple of times, and I played it quite a lot on Rally the Troops.
Yeah. But
But
have you
when I
played it
go,
physically after it was released on Rally the Troops? Have you played
uh,
it again?
no. But if at a convention or if at the club someone asked me to play
Okay.
Nevsky, I would actually have been super excited
Okay.
to just play it there. Oh, and Tim is here. We're gonna add you in, Tim, if that's okay.
Ah,
Sorry, it was a surprise. And yeah, I agree with Mike. I love pushing cardboard. I love pushing like bits of woods on the map. I think it's super
Yeah,
exciting.
you
Like
agree.
for me, it's really hard. Yeah, it's hard not to do. But yeah, I'm gonna just regroup here, and I'm gonna end my regroup here.
were we critiquing Nevsky? Where did we?
No,
Have
no,
we?
it's
No,
not
no,
a
no.
critique. Nevsky's a great game. Nevsky's a great. It's just more of going to Mauricio's point regarding what I guess he has another question now. Um, is that well? You can put it up, Fred.
Yeah, this one.
The
Oh no,
the
the one
next
before.
comment.
Yeah, this one. This was what we're reacting to, which I think is a really
Yeah,
good
but then
point.
he added a comment at 5:24 p.m.
Five
Regarding
twenty four. Yeah.
is that cognitive burden part of the game's rhetoric? I mean, the the whole cognitive burden stuff. I mean, it's definitely like a real thing, but it depends on like the player, right? If you're somebody who's like used to a lot of this stuff, like a lot of like complicated games, and you actually like the cognitive burden, right? Because that's a thing too, getting enjoyment from a process that you have to like think about a lot. Um, Not necessarily that you have to keep flipping, through the rule book a million times, even though you've played the game like a dozen times. That's a problem. But overall, just like thinking about it, like moving pieces around, etc. I mean, there's definitely people that enjoy that, and I do to a certain degree. Um, it's, but I think sometimes it becomes too much, and I think we have to also consider now that as tastes change and different design philosophies either become more widespread or become just the quote unquote the commonsensical thing when it comes to game design, that does change specific things on it, especially if you want like a new audience, or for example, if somebody has played a specific game that just streamlines something or makes something optimal in a way that just hasn't been done before, where if you try to play something like that was before, it makes it like, I'll give you an example. I always rave about something like 300. It has its issues. Oh, what happened to the
Oh,
what happened to the
sorry.
game?
I
Yeah,
think I
something-
misclicked something. Yeah.
yeah, like Nuts Publishing's 300. Like that to me was a distillation of the CDG in a form that was just, it's just so tight. The table presence is just, it's small. The cognitive burden is actually fairly minimal. It's it really it really made it difficult for me to go, and it's, I mean, I can play like something like Paths of Glory, which is a more complex one, but it's supposed to be this like massive like look into, you know, the Eastern, the Western theater of the First World War, for example. But other games that try to be smaller as CDGs that came before 300, it's hard for me to play them. Like it's really hard.
I feel like this is sort of related, but I feel like as far as cognitive uh, expense of playing a rules intensive game goes, I think that although Rally the Troops, something like Rally the Troops is great because it enforces the rules, I also think when you're in the like actual physical space playing a game, being okay with maybe getting a rule wrong, I actually think is like a pretty healthy way to like to not be taxed by this extreme edge case. And of course, you want to get things right. You want to see what like the model's trying to do. But I think there is like a delicate balance of like, well, we're here now. Like, I don't know, whatever. Both of us are hungry. Like, let's just make this call on the rule and move forward. And we'll return to it later. You know, put a little asterisk next to it.
2
These dice
hits.
suck. I need to. I haven't been playing well. I haven't been rolling well, and I haven't been drawing well, and I haven't been, you know, all the basic.
You've been okay with the dice, I think.
I haven't been, man. I haven't. I'm just gonna go straight up because that's what people want to see, and I think this is the end. This is the end, as they say in the crazy conspiratorial Reddits out there. Come on, Fred. You don't have to add. You don't have to add all this stuff. It hurts. It hurts so much worse.
I feel pain.
I don't. It's crazy because I don't feel pain, but you do, even though you won.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna undo this. Wait a minute. Oh, I keep clicking on the wrong stuff. Give me a second.
Broadcasting to you live from my dungeon.
So what happened with the flooding?
Oh man, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I definitely had. We took on. This is not the first time that our basement is flooded, unfortunately. So we kind of have like a routine. But there is certainly no space upstairs, so the games have to be down here. And like I have a dehumidifier and things, but we go into we have like some non-organic material that we can use to stack things on top of, and we go into. But I wasn't home when it started flooding, so.
Oh, I didn't see you bring Cleopatra in Antioch. That's
yeah, but that means nothing, dude. That means absolutely nothing. I'm just doing this because I want the end. You know what I mean? I'm so tired of this. Wow, that's horrible. You talk about dice rolls. You talk about
this was bad.
You talk about the dice rolls right now. You talk about the dice. Man, I don't want to retreat. I want to go.
Yeah, you have to go.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, because what's the number? You could only do what, 3 rounds?
Yeah, 3 rounds of battle.
Yeah, and then you have to. Okay, there's not a situation that you can just keep going.
Yeah, Cleopatra goes back. Yeah, she goes back to Alexandria in winter.
Very smart. It's beautiful out there.
Yeah, it is. And I don't think I need to disband anything.
So, what is this question here? I see a question about can you relate to skill gap problem, or am I just worrying for nothing? Oh, this is regarding like if you keep playing more online, I guess, and you get. But I mean, yeah,
Oh yeah, I think
that's a
I
thing.
yeah, I think it's a thing. Like for
Yeah.
example, that's the thing that I think is good about Rally the Troops is I don't think it's a great platform to learn games. I think you need to go on Rally the Troops and already know the
Mhm.
rules. It's not great to learn because you're basically learning with a clutch, and then when you have to play the game physically, you're going to be lost because you don't have something telling you what you need to do. But once you know the rules somewhat, actually playing on Rally the Troops makes you really good at knowing the rules because you go through all of the edge cases and you know how to resolve them because it's rule enforced, so there is no mistakes, no misinterpretation because the mods are really well made. The thing that I would say about Rally the Troops is that it can make you extremely competitive as a player if you play over and over again. I've seen this for, I think, Time of Crisis. That may be not great at the game, but a lot better than what I was playing physically. Because all of a sudden, I managed in a matter of a couple of weeks to play 10 games of Time of Crisis, and the learning curve is actually like goes really really fast. It was the same for Andy and Abyss, for example.
Yeah.
And I've seen some people playing Red Flag of Paris to a level that I was really struggling to beat
Insane.
them, even though I've played the game, I think, more than anyone in the world, but still. And it was, yeah. So I think definitely you have like some people who become extremely good at the game.
Insane.
Yeah.
I agree with Dave. I also prefer learning games in person and on the table, and then then once you realize that you're never going to be able to get that game to the table again, not because you don't want to play it, because your group either doesn't want to play it or it's like too much of a time investment, then the digital implementations, that's where they really shine. Um, All right. So while I'm going to move, I'm going to show the game that I'm going to be giving away. So I'll be right back.
Woo!
Well, I'm gonna do this.
All right. So
Oh no.
this is a big one here. This is actually a huge one that I'm going to be giving away. And that does absolutely nothing. So I completely wasted that card.
Cheers, everyone.
Oh yeah,
Cheers.
cheers. I think I'm gonna get something to drink. What did you play? Oh, you can
I
move
haven't done
one.
anything.
Yeah, I'm
except-
gonna let you, it's you to take your move. I'm gonna boil some water, but also get myself something to drink that is a bit nicer than.
Well, before you go, let me show
Yeah.
what I'm going to. So this is the game that
Oh,
I'm going to be doing a giveaway.
oh, I want it. No, I'm joking.
Mm.
You're not going to get it. All right. This is very hard to find.
So I have the Japanese version of this. This is VUCA Simulation edition.
Yeah, this is.
Am I disqualified for being part of the stream?
You're disqualified.
You
Tim.
are. You are. So
Don't be that. Don't be that guy. Yeah.
so Nakamura Tetsuya is the great.
But ask
Crisis
someone
Frederick
in the
II.
chat
It's a
to
great
ask
game.
to ask it for you.
So you have
Yeah.
to. So somebody, the way that you will win this is in the chat if you're interested, or in the Discord server. You have to add a tag of somebody saying that the world's gonna end,
Oh,
whatever that means, in 2024. And the person who does that, Tim's taking attention now from the. So if you do that,
but
it'll be yours.
I think I would limit it to the server so we get we get more members. We might get member number 100.
That's
so
what
they,
I mean. That's
yeah.
what I mean. Sorry, the server.
I know, I'm feeling doubtful we'll ever get to 100.
Yeah.
No. Well,
Who
I'm
knows?
the 100th.
Yes.
Whatever that means.
But some people contest the prophecy, so who knows? But yeah, so if you want to join the server, the Home Elite Discord server, you just have to donate any amount. It can be $1 on Ko-fi, You'll find the coffee link on the YouTube page because I haven't added it in the description because I always forget. But yeah, it's here somewhere. And you can donate on coffee and you'll get an invite to the Discord server. And you can find Luis there and nag him for getting a game.
I'm the broccoli. The broccoli,
Yeah, the broccoli
wearing a
guy.
hat on top of the guitar case. Wait, Abraham Lincoln said that? Oh, you're just. I was actually thinking, like, wait, there's like a quote, a quote from Abe Lincoln. He wrote that in his diaries.
Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Please.
That would be so funny.
Sorry. So when I want to undo, I have to stop sharing the screen, which is a bit annoying. Slightly. That's share screen again. Maybe that means that I shouldn't be allowed to undo. Maybe that's
all right. So I'm gonna have to step out in a bit. This has been. I didn't know this was gonna take. You said this was gonna be a short game, Fred. But it's been over an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're so good.
Oh, I'm not good. I have like a total of 7 forces on. It's just the fact that you haven't won sooner is actually
it's actually somewhat embarrassing. I would admit it is somewhat embarrassing.
Okay, Dave wants to know.
Ah putain! Sorry. I'm doing my move without the screen sharing because it's so fucking annoying. Yeah.
Well, Dave also wants to know how to get into the Discord, sir.
So to get on the Discord server, you have to donate any amount on coffee. It can be as low as $1. It can be more, of course. And to donate on coffee, you can find the coffee link to the community on the About page on YouTube or on most of the... And someone, maybe you can share the link in the chat. I'm not sure. Or maybe it blocks the links now on YouTube. But if you look
does it?
Yeah, it might. But yeah, you can find the coffee link and just give a donation, and you'll get an automated invite to the Discord server.
Yeah. So, Fred, I'm gonna concede here. And I just want to say it's been a lot of fun. If anybody's interested, you can find some of my writing in Pop Matters. I just did best video games of the year list. It's not really a best, just a marketing thing. There's some games that I put on there. There's actually a lot of great games that came out this year. You can find my writing in other places, like Game Informer, if you're interested, Ars Technica, blah, 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 blah. I have a website, blah, 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 blah. Homo Ludens, you'll see me popping up here. Yep. And I don't know if anybody's interested in seeing me in person, I will be at the New York Video Game Awards, which is January 23rd at the SVC Theater here in New York City. And that's about it for me, Fred. You are a great person, but you can be a little brat when it comes to playing. But outside of that, great. And Tim, great seeing you. Yeah, let's connect and let's play Cuban. We have some War of the Rings to do.
Great.
So,
yeah, do you want to see what Timothy is giving away?
Oh yeah. How are we?
Yeah, just do it quickly.
I've got 2.
Oh.
And they're not Luis's games, although it's kind of amazing looking around how much I'm holding. All right. So first up, we have More Aggressive Attitudes. This is just continuing my trend of playing Hollenspiel ACW games and then giving them away. I would love to hear what this is. John Tyson is someone who, like, I read about other people's experiences with the games and then I play them and I don't get that experience, but I still have, like, there are a lot of people who really enjoy it, so I have faith in the system, but it's just not for me. So that's my pitch. But I'm sure there's something interesting here.
It is for someone. Yeah,
it is for someone. Yeah. And then this, I'm not going to undersell. I have full faith that this is a great game. It just has not been able to hit my table, and I'm going to give away the Barracks Emperors. I think it's amazing. I think it's realistic that I probably only ever play this online, just with what the people that I play with are interested in. So near mint condition, fresh off of the P500 Barracks Emperors.
And if you're interested in Barracks Emperors and wondering how it plays, we've had a stream when we were playing it with Adam, Joe, and Taylor from Taylor's Trick Taking Table. So we played it then. So if you want to see how it plays, it is a very interesting game.
And I've already clipped the counters, so.
Yes, you're joking, but wait a minute, I don't have it here, but I have old GMT games with cards, and it's pointy edges. So you know, it's you're not that far from the truth. But it was in the 90s; it was a different time. But yeah, I do see the thing of Barracks Emperors. It's not for all gaming groups, because I think for a trick-taking game, it is a bit involved. Like it takes a bit of time, and it's pretty intense. But at the same time, for a wargame crowd, it is a bit too abstract and too much of a card game. It's in a weird middle ground. I'm grateful enough that I actually have. Oh, Luis is back. Grateful enough that I have some friends that are just in that middle, both interested in historical games and trick takers, and happy to play longer games. So I would keep Barracks Emperors. I think for me it fits well, but it's very unusual to find that specific crowd that will be in that. And I would not play that with people who play trick takers. I think it's too weird for them. But those are great games.
Too weird because of the wargamey elements, or
yeah, but it just, even the way it works on the trick taking side, like the implications of everything that you play. It's not a pure trick taker in the sense that you're not really playing with suits of cards and everything. There are suits, but they work in a weird way. And I think it's when you're big into trick taking, I don't think that you necessarily get the trick taking satisfaction that you would play. And I think that for something that has this idea of resolving tricks at the same time, or asynchronicity, I think that Ghost of Christmas is way better for that. It's good.
That game that should be illegal. That game should be illegal. I think that's gonna win the best trick taker of 2023 in the BGG trick taking community. I have it. I can pull that out. But Arcs is going to be that game that you're describing, though. Arcs, mark my words. Arcs is going to change board gaming.
It's not going to be that game. It's going to be
that game.
No, it's going to be a very civil whist. It's going to be the trick taking on the board is it might not be a very civil whist. Oh, you got it. But it might be an evolution of a very civil whist. Someone taking the engine from a very civil whist and maybe expanding it to a 4-player game. I think that's the future. Mark my words.
No.
I came up with a system. Up with a system that will make babies. Babies will come out of a very civil whist. It's so good. Such a good game.
I mean, your game is great, but Arcs.
You haven't played it, Luis.
Arcs has that art. I did. I have played it. it.
You lie.
Look at these cards. Look at these. You don't have cards like this, playing. Right?
Yeah.
You don't have cards like this. Look at that.
Yeah. Maybe for the.
I'm holding on to Luis's copy.
Yes. It's a great game.
And yes, Dave,
I still need to play this.
I'm sure we'll find you, Dave. If you go into introduction, we'll get you.
Yeah, Dave, just put that link. I look at everything in that Discord server, so I'll find it. And if it's there, just some crazy, not too crazy, but just like a link of somebody saying that the world's going to end in 2024 or whatever, or it's going to end. The more ambiguous, the better. The more ambiguous, the better. That's what I want to hear. It's like, it's going to end. It's like, what's going to end? I don't know. But
I didn't come up with like a qualifier for my giveaway.
So they need to ask you something on Discord, or they need to share something on Discord. What should it be?
Yeah, but all right, I'm gonna head out. Dave, I expect
your
comment. I'm gonna look for your comment, so I'll talk to you later.
He's in general. I can see it.
Okay.
See you,
Bye.
Luis. Thanks for coming
night, Luis.
over. Bye bye.
Okay, I might need help with the second one. The first one I think I've got, which is if you would like more aggressive attitudes, I would like to hear if you have listened to We Intend to Move on Your Works. I would like
Yes.
to
And
hear
which is your
one.
favorite episode?
I want to hear
Ah.
one thing you disagree with Stuart about.
Oh yes, please, extensively.
Yes.
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 On yeah, that would be awesome. That would be great.
And for Barracks Emperors, I don't know. I'm also happy with
Maybe
First Come,
so
First Serve.
for bar campers, I think you need to go into. So we have a room which is called Jeu de Pli on the Discord server, which is dedicated to trick taking, and you should give us your 3 best trick taking games.
Share
And
some
if we
games.
agree,
I think that's great.
I think that would be good. So go on Jeu de Pli and share this, and you will get Barracks Emperors from Timothy. And if you're watching this after the stream, I would have added the link in the description to the to Coffee, and you will get if you donate on Coffee an automatic invite, so you can go there. Remember to introduce yourself in introduction, and then just have fun with the server. There is a lot of stuff happening over there, so yeah, just enjoy. Cool. But thanks everyone for watching the stream. I hope it was not too chaotic. I think it was okay. Maybe, I don't know. You saw the stream, Timothy. How bad was it? It was okay. Yeah. It's
I mean,
great
that's
for
what
learning the game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what communities become. They become chaotic, right?
Yeah. That's fair. But thanks for coming over.
Actually, no,
Timothy.
that's actually maybe too much of a Lord of the Flies interpretation of. Yeah.
But I think Lord of the Flies applies really well to this Discord server, where people go rogue, try to take control of the server every other week. So I think it's very it applies completely. Yeah. so that's
Yes.
that's
So please join our social experiment.
Yes, exactly. It's a social experiment, definitely. But yeah, it was great. Thanks, Timothy, for coming over. Thanks for the
Absolutely.
giveaway. And thanks for everyone watching. I hope you have fun. And I guess, I'm not sure. I think the next stream is going to be with Mark Herman. And it's going to be on Thursday, the first week of January. Is it the 4th? I think the 4th. It's gonna be the 4th. I think. I don't know. I need to check my paper agenda, but it's not. This one is 23. Do I have January at the end of this?
Yeah, the 4th is Thursday.
So it's gonna be Thursday the 4th, and we'll be playing Rebel Fury. So that's gonna be the first time that people are gonna be able to see a playthrough of Rebel Fury with Mark Herman himself, and I'll either have Pierre or Stuart playing against me to demo the game. It should be extremely fun, and that would be the next stream. And I think in the meantime, I should release the review of trains that I recorded with my nieces. It's gonna be a rough video because I recorded everything with one phone, and it's not great in terms of image quality. And it would be in French, so that's that's gonna be hard to follow for most of you. But also, you know what? Good resolution. Learn French on Duolingo, and then you can watch the French videos that or released maybe a couple of times a year on this channel. But it was great. Thanks a lot, Mike, for donating on Coffee. Thanks a lot, Dave. Thanks a lot, Mauricio, for dropping by. And thanks, everyone, actually, for being here. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
Happy New